Hi, everyone, and welcome to Voices of English. I'm your host, Nidar Hassan, and this is the show where we dive into real stories, honest conversations, and inspiring experiences. All connected to language, identity, and self expression. Whether you are a student, a language lover, or just someone curious about the voices behind the mic, you are in the right place. And in today's episode, we are talking about stepping out of your comfort zone, social anxiety, and what it really means to be an introvert in the world that never stops talking. Let's get into it. Today, I have a special guest, Abdurrahman Shukri. Welcome to the show.
Hi everyone, I'm Abdurrahman Alshukri and I'm a computer science student and I'm really excited to share my thoughts and experiences with you all today.
I'm really honored and I really appreciate having you and accepting the invitation, Abdurrahman.
I'm also honored to be here with you as well.
Okay, Abdurrahman, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I'm a computer science student and I'm 20 years old now. I really like programming, this is why I'm doing computer science, and I'm also a gym rat. I enjoy being at the gym, lifting weights, and doing all of that. I believe this is about it about myself.
So, first of all, Abdurrahman, I want to ask you this question. What made you say yes to this? I know doing a radio show isn't exactly every introvert's dream, right?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I never expected I'll ever be in a show to talk just like this. But I think the main reason why I said yes is to push myself out of my comfort zone. I'm also not a really good speaker, so I think this is be a good chance to, to expose myself and to just be there and try something new and learn from it.
Interesting. Just for our listeners, Abdurrahman, can you explain more what is a comfort zone?
A comfort zone is when you don't have to worry. You're not feeling anxious about doing something. You're not worrying about doing it wrong, and all of that. It's when you're just fine. You're not worrying about anything, and you're just being yourself.
I really appreciate you taking this step, Abdurrahman. This is quite brave of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's jump to another question. How do you usually explain what social anxiety feels like to someone who has never experienced it?
Well, that's a really good question, and it's kind of hard to answer that. Uh, social anxiety can feel very different from one person to another, at least according to what I've read. But in my experience, it felt like an intense fear creeping in and taking over my body whenever I have to deal with people. It's like the constant worry about what the others think of you, what would they say about you, if they're gonna judge you, if you're gonna say the right thing, worrying about fitting in and all of that. So all of these things can lead to a very bad anxiety where your stomach starts hurting and sometimes your voice becomes shaky and you start shaking and all of that. And I think it's hard for people to for people who have never experienced it to understand how it feels with words alone. But I think it's important to talk about it to raise awareness because many people who are introverted and have social anxiety are very misunderstood, especially in our very extroverted society.
Exactly. This is what I just wanted to add to you. I really get you, Abdurrahman. Living in a society in Libya where most of people are extroverts.
Especially being a man.
Yeah.
A man with social anxiety and introversion, that's a very bad combo.
All right. So, Abdurrahman, was there a specific moment when you realized, okay, this is more than just shyness?
Actually, yes, and not just one. It was back when I was in high school. Whenever I had to interact with people that I'm not very well acquainted with, I would have a terrible anxiety. And sometimes even my voice starts shaking, which makes it even more awkward and makes the anxiety even worse. This continued for a couple of years, and during that time, it was very difficult to create and connect with people and making a meaningful friendship with others. But I didn't let that stop me, and I just kept pushing through and getting myself out there and meeting people until it wasn't that much of a problem anymore.
Here is an interesting question. When you walk into a social setting, like for example, a social gathering or a party or a class or even this studio, what's going through your mind?
Well, that's a good one. And it's kind of hard to answer that because it happens at the moment. And most likely I would be thinking and worrying about what people think of me, worrying about if I'm going to say the right thing, if I'm going to do the right thing, and having the fear that I would embarrass myself when I'm doing it. Yeah, I believe this is it. It would probably be the fear of not being able to fit in the place that I'm going to, especially if I don't know the people there and I'm not very well acquainted with.
Yeah, speaking about the people, so people often mix up being an introvert with being an antisocial. How would you describe the difference there?
Well, they might sound the same, but I think these two words are completely different. Being an introvert doesn't automatically make you antisocial. As for myself, I enjoy the company of others, especially in large groups. But being an introvert is like having a social battery. It drains with time, and at some point, you just cannot interact with others. You feel drained, and your body is giving up, and you just shut off. And some people might misunderstand that with the hostility and not being, not being okay with them, something like that. And yeah, but for being an antisocial, it's just being about being aggressive and being rude to others and not caring about what they say. Being an introvert is just a person not that cannot have social energy for too much time.
So these two things are completely different from each other.
I believe they're very different, yes.
All right. Abdurrahman, do you think social media makes it easier or harder for introverts to connect with others?
Well, based on my experience, I think social media makes it much easier to connect with others, especially chatting with people online. Being able to chat gives you the freedom to express yourself and to communicate clearly because you don't have the pressure when you're in person. You don't really have that anxiety and that stress and worrying about what if you say the wrong thing, because you could just delete the message or edit it. And also there's something new that was recent in the last few years. Sharing reels with others can make the bond and connection with others much stronger. I experienced that myself. I had some friends at the college and I wasn't really good friends with them, but when I had their Instagram, we started sharing reels together, and we found out that we have many things in common, and we've become really great friends after that, just because we shared videos online.
That's a great way to connect then, right?
Yeah, it is a great way.
Okay, Abdurrahman. Another question. Can you think of a time when being an introvert actually worked in your favor?
To be honest with you, I can't really think of a specific time, but I think just being an introvert makes bonding and making connections with other introverts much easier, because we have things that we can relate to and we understand each other. For example, if someone shuts off, we know that his social battery has been drained, and that's fine with that. And there's also the part that most introverted people are unique in their own ways. They're kind of special people, so I think this is one of the perks of being an introvert. It's much easier to make connections with other fellow introverts.
That's quite interesting. One final question to you, Abdurrahman. Now that you are literally doing something out of your comfort zone, how does it feel? And what would you tell someone listening right now who wants to push their own limits a bit?
Honestly, it is nerve wracking. My stomach right now is all curling up and doesn't feel very comfortable at all. But at the end of it, it's gonna give me a huge and a big sense of accomplishment, just like winning a small battle against myself for doing something that I'm not very comfortable with. And I would totally encourage people to just go do the things that they are afraid of, because time is always marching and it's always moving, and it's better to spend it doing the things we want and doing the things that matter, instead of just standing and staying in our place, fearing that we will just screw it all up, you know. Just going there and doing it is almost always worth it.
Wow, thank you so much, Abdurrahman. That was such an honest and inspiring conversation. It's never easy to open up about something so personal, and I really appreciate your courage for doing this. I think a lot of listeners will relate to what you shared today, and hopefully feel courage to take small steps outside their own comfort zones too. Thanks again for being here. And a big shout out also to Sarah Ziani, Marwa Safar, وأسماء الزروق, and the Misrata University radio channel for making this possible and for their huge support. And for our listeners, thank you for listening. Stay tuned for another story and take care.